Hey everybody, welcome back or whatever. I made another video, recorded it. I hadn't processed it yet. I went in through all this thing and running my mouth a lot, checking just these resistors and stuff like that. And I got to reviewing the thing, and sorry about my hair. I don't have my cap on and it shows. But anyway, I looked at all the resistors and everything, and I found a bunch of them that were out of tolerance. And I just got through ordering all the components that I think I need for this thing from Mouser. A lot of 1%, metal film resistors. So I also ordered new filter cap, a little radio lead electrolytic for the power supply. What else? 0.1 600 volt capacitor for the output, which is where you measure AC on a circuit that's got DC on it, and it blocks the DC so you can read the AC. What else? I ordered a 2-cell DC battery holder with tabs that I can put in the back and put 2 regular D cells in there and attach my ohmmeter power leads to it. So anyway, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this meter movement out and fix that glass on the front. So hey, it's a video. You want to watch it, that's fine. I'm not going to produce that other one. It's just me running my mouth and boring stuff. And I know y'all get tired of the boring stuff, and I get tired of it too. It's getting to where a lot of videos I used to watch, I just, when they start talking, I get bored and I lose interest real quick. So anyway, enough talking. Let me set you up for this, taking this meter apart, and hopefully we don't tear that movement up. Alright, I'm not sure where you guys want to be placed. Let me move you just a little bit. I already had this shot made. Let's got the carpet out. Finally, the meter movement's right here, as you can plainly see. I'm just going to take these 2 nuts off to get the leads off, and then there's a 1/4 inch nut right there. This whole thing should just go out the front. So let me get a set of screwdrivers. Some screwdrivers I haven't used in a while. My Exolites right here. The 99 PS-50 screwdriver nut driver set, USA, 13 pieces. See if we can do this without a majority of hurt. Let's see if that fits. And that's not. Well, I guess get the universals. All else fails, pair of needle nose. Be very careful, try to hold this thing if possible. In the other video that I recorded, and I'm not going to produce, I did check the tubes. All the tubes checked fine in this thing. So they actually checked really strong. They didn't have any dropouts when you did a life test on them. So it's pretty good. I don't think this thing has seen that much use, to be honest with you. Alright, that's 1/4 inch nuts right here. I got to take those out. So let me get my extender and 1/4 inch nut driver. And get this meter moving out. Yeah, as I said a few minutes ago, I ordered the parts from Mouser. There was a couple that I had to kind of fiddle with, and the thing that concerns me is on this voltmeter there. I've got metal films in here, but they got a lot of roundies in this thing, and I was concerned about metal film being inductive, but they're not. They're not the metal film that's wound like that goes around like that. I think that's called metal wound. I was worried about that for a minute, and but then I realized, it's been a long time since I've done this, and sometimes I get confused. It's just something going on in my head. I don't know what. But anyway, I was also worried about the voltage rating, the resistors. Sometimes you have to be careful of when you select a resistor for something to watch the voltage rating on that, because some resistors may not be rated for the voltage you're trying to measure or trying to work with. In other words, if you're dealing with 1,000-volt circuits, you don't want to just go in there with a little old bitty quarter-watt resistor, because the resistor is really too small and too close together, and if the resistor was to open up or anything, the voltage could jump inside the resistor, and then when it did, it would cause big problems. So you have to size your resistors according to your voltage and what you're working with. Anyway, we successfully pulled the meter from the meter. And now we have this part right here. Looking it over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws, and it looks like they're glued in. So you got to be real careful. What I got to do is, this glass right here is come loose on the bottom here. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to put a clip lead right here across this to short this meter movement out. First off, now you could take solder or something like that and run across this. But basically all that does is shorts that meter movement. See how the meter movement is locked? Where you at? There you are. See how the meter movement's locked? And if I take the jumper off, you see how it flops around? You put that jumper across the meter and it shunts it. It keeps it, it helps the meter from being damaged. Long story short. Well, let's see if we can get this thing off without tearing it up. That one moved. Okay, that's good. I like this meter because of the big movement on it. It's got a big display on it. I like it. Let's move these over here out of the way. Just taking my time. All it takes is one screw up, one misstep, and you've ruined your meter. Ask me how I know. You cannot be impatient with these things, and you cannot be distracted. You will destroy it. I think I'm just going to pick straight up on this. I'm not sure. It's not budging. See if I can. Oh Lord, why don't this come out? Now here comes a decision. Do I want to pry or do I? Remember what I was saying, take your time, be careful. I could very well destroy this whole project here in just a second. I'll just get me something right here. Get right up in this corner right here. Try to pry it just a little bit. Y'all still in frame? Yeah. Very, very concerned about this. don't know why it's offering me so much resistance. Is it sealed? Wow. Oop. It's doing something. Not sure, guys. I'll turn you off for just a second. Alright, I had a minor heart attack, but I think I got it. It was just a little bit tough getting out. I had to pry it, and I didn't want you guys to tag along while I potentially could have destroyed this meter. But I have it apart now, and here's where I need to work on, right here. But as I'm in here, here's the meter movement face, and it's a little dirty. It's really dirty. I can feel the grit and dirt on here. This thing, I'm going to play with this a minute. I'm not going to mess with this too much, but I'm going to see if I can maybe clean this off. But if I was to eliminate any of these markings, that would be it. But let me move this thing out of the way first. Get these here. There's my son and his noise. Right there is the problem there. It's been subjected to damage, so I'm going to have to pull this whole glass out, clean it, and reseal it. So let's do that. Like a tire shop around here. So anyway, we'll take these two screws out right here. Move my hand out of the way. There's two little clips right here. A little screw and a little, kind of self-explanatory actually. I shouldn't have to explain this to y'all, but maybe somebody don't know. I don't know. This glass did take a pop, and it's pretty thick glass, so if it had been any thinner, it probably would have broke. And when it would have broke, it probably would have damaged the meter movement, and then this meter would be completely dead and useless. There's the glass. This is 1/8 inch thick glass. It's pretty substantial glass. So, as you can see, all the little pieces there, that is the gasket that seals this glass in. So I may have to replace that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here with this little screwdriver, knock all that stuff off, clean it off real good. Clean all this mess off, which I don't guess y'all want to watch me do that, do y'all? Make sure you guys are still in the frame. I'm going to take a little bit of alcohol pad here, which is my favorite little cleaner. Just go through here and just wipe it down, clean some of this gunk off here. Got a little bit more of that mess right here. Knock that off. There. One of the things, you know, about these particles that come off here, all this mess right here, can get into the meter movement. And let me back y'all up a little bit. Meter movement's right here, but a lot of these little stings like this right here can break off and get inside this meter movement here and cause all kinds of problems. So this is one reason I'm trying to fix this front glass, seal it. You want to seal it. You don't just put the glass back in there and not seal it, because dust and everything else can get into this thing, and your meter will never work right again. So now I got the glass. Be careful with this glass now. I mean, it is glass and it will cut you. What I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to take me a little bit of sealer, and I'm probably just going to come around this thing with some I got to think of what I'm going to use. Probably a little bit of silicone of some kind, perhaps. I got to see what I got. I ain't sure what I got. Clean all this mess off. Guess I could use a razor. Too lazy to get up and go get one. You get another alcohol pad. I'm going to clean this too when I get through with this right here. I'm going to clean it with some Windex. Give it a good cleaning. And this should be good to go. And then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to use to seal this thing back up with, and do all that. In the meantime, I'm going to clean all this mess off. Take my mat outside and dump it out. So let me do that and get resituated here, and I'll bring you back. Alright, I'm through messing around with this inside of this meter. I just don't like doing it. Analog meters are great, but unless you're super knowledgeable on these things and got a lot more patience and finesse than I do, or whatever, don't mess with them. It will be a bad day for you. Anyway, I'm finished putting the screws back in here to retain the front, and we've got it back together. If you look real careful right down here in the edge, you'll see little white tufts here and there. But I decided just to use tacky glue. I believe I got this at Hobby Lobby, but I just put a thin bead around where the glass goes, and it's going to act as a gasket, and this stuff will dry clear, and it'll hold it in place, keep it sealed. So we're good to go. I'm going to put this back in the meter, putting all that back together, and hope it still works. So let's see, turn it around, grab my shortening bar, put it back back in. Alright. And I'll put all this back together just like I took it apart, and I'll be done with that. Be right back. Alright, y'all ain't quite in frame here, but there you go. What you see here is my little resistance capacitance circuit box right here. And what I'm going to do is, I'm using my bench volt power supply right here, and I'm going to run a little bit of voltage through this box into the back of the meter. And I want to watch the meter movement as I vary the voltage. I want to see it swing and how well it swings to make sure that we didn't damage nothing in this right here. So I'm going to zoom you in, do a little shaky cam, get y'all where I want you. And there you are. I have the resistance turned up to about 1.5 meg. So let's see how that works. So I'm going to turn up this 0 to 24 volt power supply. Alright, get a little deflection there. Let's drop the resistance down to 1 meg. Okay. Alright, I'm dropping it down. Just making sure I don't run too much voltage into this meter. 330K. So far it's pretty smooth, so let's bring it down to 220K. I want to see full scale deflection. That seems to be pretty smooth. I'm down to 150K. Almost full scale. It seems to be very smooth in how it goes back and forth. I don't see no signs of it hanging. Very smooth. So we're going to drop it down to 100K. That should be plenty. You get full scale deflection. Yeah, I can get full scale now. Seems to be very smooth. Didn't damage it, which is something we need to thank the Lord about. I tried cleaning the face of the meter, but it had some very rough surfaces on it right here, and I did a little bit of very softly, a little bit of Windex on a cleaning towel, and tried to knock some of that off, but I started seeing little white spots here and there, and I decided to stop. So I'm going to leave it like it is. It has apparently been subjected to a lot of humidity. Whether it's been in the rain or not, I don't know. Anyway, I think this is good for now. Seems to be smooth. It seems to do what it wants to, what I want it to do. So there you go. Anyway, I think that's it for this little episode. We checked, took the meter apart, fixed the glass on it, resealed it, put it back together, tried to clean inside, and you don't really want to put any cleaner on these dials because you could do bad things. I didn't copy and scan it because I didn't want to even take a chance on taking the thing out. So anyway, that's it, and waiting on parts now. When the parts comes in and I get time, we'll start changing parts in this thing and see if we can get it to calibrate, which ought to be a lot of fun. But anyway, I will talk to you on the next one. Oh, hit that like and subscribe button too, and like I say, don't mind the hair, new style. See y'all later. God bless.